Grace and peace on this Monday, July 20th. This week we have the joy of coming into what we call an unexpected virtue. Those things that at first we might think are a hindrance to our walk in the spiritual world, but in reality, it can be a blessing. Our unexpected virtue this week is selfishness. Bum, 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 bum. We could insert ominous music here, better than bum, 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 but that's all right. So let's unpack the word selfishness as we mean it, or as we're going to use it for right now. I think I would also probably say, I wish to present my operational definition of the term I will be using at this time. So our use of the word that we're going to use, selfishness. I think it's going to look a lot more like what our fellow theologian and scholar Parker Palmer calls self-care. Palmer says, self-care is never a selfish act. It's simply good stewardship of the only gift I have, the gift I was put on earth to offer others. But how often is it that when I attempt, or we attempt, good self-care, we feel guilty, or I feel guilty, or even worse, we're invited to feel guilty from others. A kind of selfishness. I think we need to start self-care, selfishness. We're going to start it with taking a look at an honest day off. Or, if you want to let me get biblical here for a second, I'm going to call it Sabbath. It doesn't have to be a Sunday, or a Saturday into a Sunday into a Monday, or a Friday into a Saturday, whatever. It doesn't have to be sundown to sundown, right? It's just something that happens in regular intervals. And here's why. God didn't say, I have this little suggestion for you, okay? I'd like you in your busy schedule to just take some time off when you'd like. God also didn't say, if you have a moment, can you just pencil me into your agenda once in a while, every now and then if you can. Instead, let's begin in the beginning with Genesis chapter 2. I'll say maybe verses 1 through 3. On the seventh day, God rested. It matters not. If you want to say this is a literal story, day 1, day 2, day 3, whatever, or if this is a narrative teaching, either way, you have a prescribed or a described time of rest. Even God needed it. And then in Exodus 20, 8 through 11, it's not a suggestion. It's one of the top 10 commandments. And it doesn't stop there. In Nehemiah 13, as the reforms are underway, the fact that the people had forgotten how to observe the Sabbath, this is of the highest importance. The people had been dishonoring and disrespecting it, and they needed to get back to it. And the prophet Isaiah, he teaches on the Sabbath in chapter 56, 1 through 8, and 58, 13 through 14. We can jump into the New Testament. In Mark 2, 27 through 28, Jesus said to them, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. So the Son of Man is Lord even on the Sabbath. Or what about Luke 4:16, when Jesus went, as was his custom, on the Sabbath, and he read from the scriptures? Or what about in Matthew 12, 10 through 12, when Jesus takes on those who are questioning what he's doing in the Sabbath? Or what about Paul? But in Acts 17, and 18, Paul tends to reason or debate on the Sabbath, but clearly he was taking Sabbath time or they wouldn't have mentioned it. We can even go into Hebrews. That one gets a little bit trickier, but it is still there. In Hebrews 4, 8 through 11, there's talk about what is going on and taking time in the Sabbath. So, why am I making such a big deal about the Sabbath? And why am I throwing down? Here's why. How many times have we heard over this period of time, well, one day feels just like the next. I don't even know what day it is. They all blend together for me. Or how about this one? I can't even tell you the last time I took some time by myself. Or I can't tell you the last time I took a few moments away with my spouse, away from the kids, even just to go for a walk. Or if you live alone, maybe it's this. I can't even recall the last time I was fully able to sit and connect with someone else face to face, or just find time away from this day to day to feel fully spiritually uplifted. You see, Sabbath just isn't a good idea. It isn't just a suggestion. It's a biblical mandate. But for most of us right now, I'm thinking taking what Sabbath is supposed to be is gonna feel a little selfish, doesn't it? Welcome. Welcome to that hidden or unexpected virtue of selfishness that isn't really selfish at all. It's self-care. And we're talking about it this week because the selfishness we're talking about is not that kind of selfishness that inflates our own egos and invites us to take over the throne of God. It's just the opposite. It's being intentional about a Sabbath time, insisting that you, yes, you, have time to find rest and peace, and that you can connect your body, your mind, your heart, and your soul so that you will do something on a regular basis that takes you out of this ordinary daily routine so that your life pauses and has a more powerful perspective. You see, in this way, what we might in this period of time call selfish, in fact, gives us a deeper and more holy perspective. And if you need even a basic prayer to begin to get you started, I'm going to offer you one of my all-time favorites. They are words I have stolen completely from the preeminent Howard Thurman, and they are these. Lord, open unto me. Open unto me light for my darkness. Open unto me courage for my fear. Open unto me. Hope for my despair. Open unto me. Peace for my turmoil. Open unto me. Joy for my sorrow. Open unto me. Strength for my weakness. Open unto me. Wisdom for my confusion. Open unto me. Forgiveness for my sins. Open unto me. Love for my hates. Lord, open unto me. Thyself for myself. Amen.